Всем привет, это канал Resident Game. Меня зовут Яна. Сегодня мы будем играть в Kingdom Come Deliverance. Вышло... Ну, Kingdom Come, какая разница. Вышло новое дополнение, которое называется «Шайка ублюдков».
Ты даже не купила?
Странствовать по дорогам — это опасное предприятие. Купцы боятся и нос показать за двери корчмы, а посещение родных в соседних деревнях стало смертельно опасным. Так что местные крестьяне из отдаленных хозяйств даже спят с топорами под подушками, под каждым деревом или среди развалин. На пути может оказаться засада безжалостного разбойника или даже бедного студента, который, пропив свой последний грош, проникся духом этого беззаконного времени. Как бы там ни было, жертве очень... Чё? Тут, конечно, картинка на полэкрана, и я не вижу, что там написано.
Да-да.
Так как вообще называется? В общем, ладно. Начинаем задание. Так, где я вообще нахожусь? И что я тут делаю? Я, наверное, у себя в хате. В поселении. Как он называется, я уже не помню. Так. Тут нам делать нечего. Только где выход-то? Ага. Так. Карта. Сейчас посмотрим. Что у нас по карте? Куда идти-то надо? Сейчас. По-моему, вниз. Вот сюда, в Ротае. Долго придется идти. Ладно. Сейчас Генри будет еще 2 часа идти. Он еще и голодный немножко. Ну ладно, ничего страшного. Потом поедим. Главное, по дороге не встретить каких-нибудь разбойников. То не любит это дело. Еще говорят, что в этом DLC вроде как можно получить хорошие доспехи. Не знаю, правда это или нет. Посмотрим. Вообще очень хочу давно себе доспехи нормальные приобрести. Но не знаю, где их взять. У нас тут есть турнир, который проходит в Ротае. Я только часть доспеха выиграла. Даже не часть, а перчатки, кажется. И все. Пока что. Потом я один раз пропустила этот турнир. А чтобы все части доспеха собрать, это надо сколько раз выиграть и ждать. Очень долго вообще. Это, конечно, бред они придумали. Лучше бы сразу всех врагов побить, выиграть у них. И сразу доспех получить. А то ждать приходится. Мне так не нравится. Так, ладно. Пока на паузу нажму, пока он идет. Вот мы и пришли в Ротае. Наконец-то. Сейчас еще загрузка пройдет. Ну давай быстрее. Что так медленно? О, наконец-то. Ну вот он у меня голодный, надо его покормить. Так. Ой, не то сделала. Забыла, как инвентарь открывать. Аромат неотразимости. Зачем он нужен? Питательность, энергия. Можно съесть. Так. Оружие, доспех. В чем прикол? Ладно. Так, я хотела поесть. Есть у него что-нибудь? Да. Сыр протухший, надо его съесть. О, хлеб. Хлеб вообще выкинуть пора. Хлеб уже умер. Фрукты сушеные. Так. Мясо. Все, я думаю, хватит с него еды. Ну вот он еще и отравился. Ну и ладно. Подумаешь, травился. Так, опять не прогружается игра. Это плохо. Интересно, на каком этаже Рацик Кабыля находится? Нам нужно к нему. Так, надеюсь, я туда иду, нет? О, правильно я зашла. Дверь что-то не открывалась. И я пробежала. Здрасте, папка.
God be with you, Henry. Congratulations on winning the tournament. I'm proud of you.
Так я еще не победила в турнире. Что ты меня поздравляешь?
Can I ask you about something?
Of course, Henry.
I thought since we drove Toth out of the province, things would be better. I mean that the roads would be safer and so on, and well, that's not entirely the case.
Ah, the naivety of youth. Driving him out of the province.
Сделай потише.
He left a lot of cutthroats behind, and they'll be sticking to their trade. And what's more, as long as there's a war going on, problems like this will keep coming up.
Well, what can we do about it?
Not an awful lot, unfortunately. My garrison is a shamble these days. I lost most of my men in Skalitz, and what I'm left with after Pribyslavitz is hardly enough even to guard Pigstein, let alone guarding the roads and patrolling the rest of the province. I simply don't have the men.
Uh-huh. I understand.
That is, I didn't have the men. As it happens, you've come at just the right time. Recently, I asked an old acquaintance for help. Sir Kuno of Rickwald and his mercenary band. The men who ride with him are a rough lot, mostly former convicts, but they're as capable as any squad of soldiers.
Excuse me for being so bold, but there's plenty of mercenaries around. Surely you can find a more respectable band?
You have a point, lad, but I'd like to tell you I talked to Kuno because I trust him. But actually my reasons are of a more pragmatic nature. You see, Kuno owes me a favor, so he'll serve me free of charge.
So, you want me to join them?
Yes, but that's not all. I told Kuno I'd send him a guide, but really what I need is for someone to keep a close eye on him and his men. Someone reliable. And I'd say you fit the part. Go and report to him at his encampment. You'll ride with his band on patrols and make sure they don't get too disorderly.
Кто такой Куно из Рихвальда?
Who is this Sir Kuno of Rickwald?
He's the last baron of the House of Rickwald, which became impoverished. So he took to the mercenary trade, like many poor noblemen do, unless they become robbers, which often isn't all that different. He's certainly an entertaining companion, but as a mercenary, well, let's just say he has his own particular approach to certain matters.
That sounds a little worrying.
Oh, it's nothing too bad. Just that now and again he needs reminding not to step over the line.
Как вышло, что он задолжал вам?
How is he indebted to you?
I did him quite a big service, actually. I saved him from the hangman.
Oh, sounds like quite a story. How did it happen?
You should ask him. You'll be spending quite a while riding together, so it'll help pass the time. But one thing I can tell you, he seems to have taken inspiration from me. A lot of his men had their own encounters with the executioner too.
Так и поступлю.
I'll go and report to him.
Excellent. He set up camp between Ratai and Ladechko. It's a good base for covering the province. Good luck, Henry. And watch out for yourself.
А, ты тоже себя береги.
Thanks.
Farewell.
Прощай. И лагает. Отправляйтесь в лагерь Куна. Господи. Так. Ладно. Сейчас отправимся. Угу. Так, ладно. Здесь вроде недалеко, можно доехать. Сейчас я отсюда выйду и вызову лошадь.
Идешь такой к речке, пьешь из нее, смотришь, а уж по течению может сидеть свет воду. Это средневековье был нормально.
Да. Просто ужас. Так, где моя лошадка? Вот она. Пойдем. Так, как там ускоряться, на какую кнопку? Осторожно. Сейчас кого-нибудь собью. Так. Так. Я тут проеду. Нет, я тут не проеду. Что тут у нас? Минуточку. Какое-то задание. У этого дядьки, как его, мельник или что там. Да. Что тут написано было? Missing label? Это что? Новое занятие. Не, спасибо. Когда на кровать навожу, где этот мельник, который приютил Индриха, там написано Missing label. Missing label какой-то. Не знаю. Ну, это, видимо, глюк какой-то. Они забыли убрать из игры код. Так. Куда там идти-то? Надеюсь, я правильно иду. Говорят, что этот квест, этот DLC на несколько, на час, что ли, или на 2 часа. В общем, оно короткое. Посмотрим. Смотрю, наверное, как играть. Ну вот я проходила с птачиком, то короткое DLC было. Единственный... Короткое.
Но если помощь рецепту, да?
Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
Ты глухой, что ли? Или немой?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
See why? What's up with him? Cat got his tongue?
No.
А чё опять игра лагает?
The executioner's dog.
О, господи.
Ripped it out of him. Anyway, better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas and the chief.
Какие-то они странные. Я бы сказала, что они распиздят.
Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string 2 words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. when their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
И что, они типа все бастарды?
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobler.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got around to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off
Приблуда.
to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed rat. You put them out of a pile of shit. And they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. I said to Radzig, I want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right.
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Слышь, меня по-другому зовут.
No problem, Chief.
Андрей.
Ну чё, давай драться. Правда, я забыла уже как.
Зачем ты драться?
В смысле, зачем?
Я.
Типа показать себя. Так, подождите, мне нужно... Не! Что ты делаешь? Ты... Достань обратно меч. Ты чё... То походу придется, он не хочет доставать эту булаву. А я не знаю, как ногами драться. Минуточку. Достань! Я оттолкнул, он не достает. Вообще не понимаю. Чё? О, наконец-то. А как тут это инвентарь что, не работает, что ли? Да блин. Просто у меня щит почему-то постоянно автоматически снимается. И я не могу с ним ничего сделать. Так, ладно. Мне больно. Да уйди ты. Ох, ни хрена себе он. Слышь, я, конечно, не умею сражаться, но ты козел. Мне самой нужно учиться. Да ты офигел вообще. Я не умею играть, отстань от меня. Я не умею.
Для начала нажми на правый сосок.
На курва!
На курву.
Не сосок.
Какой сосок? Я жму. Нет, я не знаю.
Чтобы драться эффективно.
You didn't fare badly at all. must say. You can ride with us.
All right, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth.
Кто ты такой?
How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool. And your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickval Castle, but that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz, and my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, he just took a lot of interest in scripture. He spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
Well, nobles can be very devout sometimes.
Not my old man. He cursed like a tanner's hand. More than once, he threatened to take a whip to our parish priest. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window. I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in
Какой
flames.
ужас.
Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ. Sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother.
Печально.
Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. Then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands,
Хитрые
woods,
какие.
villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you could turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
Так. Как вышло, что ты задолжал пану Рацигу?
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling to Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later, word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head. And I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help.
Понятно все. Так, насчет
I'd
их
like to ask
спутников.
about your men.
Ask away.
По
What about the
весам.
fellow they call Dangler?
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, but for that, he listens all the better. Nothing escapes him.
So he scouts for you.
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after that he didn't like the smell of the fella. Nearly every time he was right. And the fellow tried to stab me in the back afterwards.
Так, братья медведы.
Those Behrman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear. If I told them to skewer you on the spot, they'd do it, without batting an eyelid.
Jesus.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job. But they're as obedient as a huntsman's dogs. Real soldiers. A pair of them. Reliable. As long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them under control. But nobody's perfect.
Стефан.
What can you tell me about
Stefan?
Stefan?
Fletching. For one thing, he's a very resourceful fellow.
How did he come to join your band?
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right time. You'll find he has quite a knack for that.
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but I'd be betraying his trust.
Oh, now you've got me curious. Maybe I should ask him myself.
Sure, why not? Our Fletch does love to converse.
Так, булыга.
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of tagged along.
Just like that?
Нормально.
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladsko, when we ran into him and some other wayfarers camping along the way. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two, then we travelled on together. After all, there's safety in numbers.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of, but wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. One in Mohelnitz, one in Schoenberg, and the rest in Kladsko. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. Fellas kept asking him what he was
Странно.
after.
Подозрительный
He
он.
never said a word. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers sticking their noses in. Stefan tried to tell him nicely, but he just sat there, staring like he was turned to stone. That's when we gave him the name. Then the Behrman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Jan in the face and knocked him out cold. Then he jumped down and felled Petter with one punch. Well, a man who can do that is a man you want on your side. So we kept him.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band? Especially one who didn't talk.
No, I figured if you can't talk, you can't tell. Besides, I've had worse.
Странно. Так, приблуда.
What about
Интересное
Jakey?
имя.
Jakey, that boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him, in a way.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those other cutthroats, he seems to me like a good lad.
You're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
Boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. Who'd want that?
True. 2 is more than enough.
Так. Все, пожалуй, наверное.
Should we ride out?
Aye, we ought to set out on patrol about now. Hope you've got your kit ready and whatnot. I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting that way?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. There's stables in Merhoyed.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We can go through there.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up. Feel it in my bones. Mount up and let's go.
Sure,
Да,
Chief.
атаман. Блин, надо было с остальными поговорить, я что-то не подумала про это. С другой стороны, они бы говорили со мной или нет. Это вопрос. Ничего себе. Это выглядит иконка смешно. Не знаю почему. Но это смешно. Что-то они как-то остановились ни там, ни сям. Так, это у меня геймпад вибрирует. Ну давай, быстрее. Так, что происходит? Почему я ничего не вижу? Так, он сам едет? Или мне надо управлять? Он сам едет. Я только могу по сторонам смотреть, а лошадь у меня сама идет.
What a fine day, brother. Indeed, brother. You know what I like best about days like
Только она куда-то идет не туда, куда надо.
scent of chamomile wafting from the hillsides, among other things. Like a round
Так, мне надо...
rising,
Что ты
all
делаешь?
soft and pink.
Где? Вот, щит надо одеть. А то он что-то без щита. Чувак. Чё, песни поют?
In a mossy hollow,
The sweet aroma of honey in the air.
the sturdy poplar, standing tall and
У меня
erect.
лошадь быстро идет слишком.
It reminds me of that day. That day where the two of us fucked Fletcher's ma.
Вообще уже. Безумно.
Very droll. You'd make a stuffed bird laugh.
Your ma's a stuffed bird. I stuffed her myself.
Вообще уже.
I can't smell any chamomile.
То этого лошадь классная такая, черненькая, красивая. Ну что, долго мы еще будем идти? У этого, кстати, тоже чит есть. Прикольный. Блин. Давайте быстрее. Только Индро молчит и ни хрена не говорит. Мне кажется, он вообще за любой кипиш. Лишь бы что-нибудь поделать.
Philadechko.
That shithole? What's to do there?
There's a fella there who runs a chumps contest.
Ha! He must have loved you.
So you played the gullible blockhead as usual.
Aye, there's no fun in it otherwise.
What? I don't get it.
Fletcher likes to show up in some village full of blockheads.
Carrying his shitty spare dogwood bow like he just found it on some rubbish heap.
Of course, the dung grubber's take him for an easy mark and bet a pile of coin against him.
In an archery contest, of course.
Mostly.
Чё вы
Although
остановились?
there's more than
how much did you take them for this time, Fletch?
Chief, I think there's something going on over there.
Чё там?
Jakey? That's
Let's
why I
go!
put up with the fuck.
Behind me, and keep your eyes peeled.
Почему?
Пьеса.
Чё, опять напали на деревню? Или мы уже проехали?
What do you think we can expect this time, fellas?
Groschen, hidden in a piss pot under the bed. A nice chunk of beef. No one there will be eating.
On account of it'd just fall out through the holes in their bellies, eh, brother?
My mouth is already watering, brother. And I haven't even touched a purse yet.
Once you get your hands on some loot, I'll be happy to play you for your hard-earned.
Домик сгорел.
Poor
Кого-то.
old Fletch never gets to see the action from close up.
Without you, Dangler, what do you expect to find?
Futility in human suffering.
Да блин, дайте пройти.
As always.
Always full of good cheer, eh, Dangler? Why don't you take a leaf out of Stone's book? Shut the fuck up.
Jesus, I wish you'd all shut the fuck up.
Обыщи пепелище. Окей.
Keep your eyes peeled, though. There might be someone hiding out here still. Look for clues and question the survivors, if there are any.
Такой отряд Робин Гудов. Чё у нас тут интересного?
Still smoldering. Whoever torched it can't have got very far.
Тут кружка чья-то. Причем ее много. Тики. О, кто-то мертвый валяется. Но его смотреть нельзя. Странно. Ну и что еще тут можно смотреть? Там кто-то сидит, что ли? А, не, показалось. Что за люди мертвые? Какой ужас. Посмотрим, может тут кто-нибудь есть. Да походу это разбой какой-то. Все, он перевернуто. Всех поубивали. Что за... Дайте пройти.
No signs of resistance. They
Вообще.
simply slaughtered them like animals.
М?
Смотри, что здесь происходит. Пойти в дом.
Так. Что это, записка? Герб какой-то.
Kuno will want to know about this.
Послание для пана Рацига. Да хватит вытаскивать.
What's that?
Ща.
What's going on there?
Кто там орёт? Так. И где это письмо? Вот оно. Сейчас почитаем. Рацкобыла, бессовестный ты изверг, лишенный всякого христианского благочестия, я обвиняю тебя. Ты отрекся от всякой чести, добродетели, когда решился на жестокие злодеяния против меня и моей семьи. Я нарекаю тебя беспородной собакой за совершение этих подлостей, что ты, несомненно, прекрасно помнишь. Я вызываю тебя на поединок, как того требует рыцарская честь, дабы ты не прятался трусливо за стенами своего замка, защищал свое имя своего рода, как и следует поступить человеку благородного звания. Если ты откажешься, я пройду по этой земле, тогда все узнают, что ты бесчестный негодяй, недостойный благородного общества, а твой щит я прибью к позорному столбу на поругание. Богом клянусь, что буду поступать по справедливости и чести своего рода, совершая против тебя лишь то, что ты заслужил. Мой гнев направлен только против тебя, но чем дольше ты трусливо прячешься от меня, тем дольше я буду разорять и грабить эту землю. Но это будет на твоей совести. Понятно. Ни хрена не понятно. Где атаман? Чувак.
I found this shield in a shed along with a letter. Seems like someone left us a message.
Show me that. I know that crest. It's the House of Zul. Dangerous lot, God's truth. I don't think we'll find anything else here. We'll stay here a while, just in case. And you should go and report to Radzig what happened.
Опять? Что тебе известно про семью Цули?
What do you know about these Zuls?
A family of impoverished nobles. They fought in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia. But what they're after in Bohemia, no idea.
Я бы хотел отправиться на поиски налетчика.
I thought I could go and search for those raiders. They might not have gotten very far yet.
All right. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes. We'll keep searching here for a while, and then head back to the camp.
Так, куда мне идти?
Jesus Christ, what a massacre.
Но все равно мне к нему идти, к этому кобыле. Ладно, пойдем. Кому-то он накапал на мозги, раз начали разорять местные деревни. Что же он такого сделал, интересно? Блин, пока я дойду, уже ночь настанет, а он спать будет. Я в его комнату не зайду, потому что она на ночь закрывается. Так. Придется поспать в палатке.
Кто это сделал?
Странно, еще не ночь, ладно. Все равно я так пойду поем. Но он и чавкает. И, наверное, посплю до утра, если получится. Так, вот здесь, по-моему, можно поспать. Заснуть и сохраниться. Вот такое у нас прохождение DLC. Я думаю, на сегодня я закончу. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Если интересно, подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки, оставляйте комментарии. И до встречи в следующей серии. Всем пока.